It's Tuesday of Holy Week, and this morning, Jesus and his disciples set off again from Bethany to Jerusalem. They passed the withered fig tree that morning, and Jesus spoke to his disciples about the power of faith, saying, "Whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you will receive it, and you will." How healthy and fruitful is the fig tree of your life? Yesterday in the temple, Jesus embarrassed and undermined the religious leaders. Now they were more determined than ever to destroy him. They tried to ambush him and arrest him, but he slipped away, avoiding their traps. These so-called leaders had authority, but lacked authenticity. They were petty and small. They were mean and scared. Every time Jesus did something to upset them, rather than consider whether what Jesus was saying was true or false, they immediately sought to attack him, discredit him, and belittle him. They sought revenge. How do you respond when somebody criticizes or corrects you? On Tuesday, Jesus continued to speak harshly to the scribes and Pharisees in Jerusalem, saying, "Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, blind guides! You cleanse the outside of the cup and the plate, but the inside, they are full of extortion and greed. You are like whitewashed tombs, which outwardly appear beautiful, but within they are full of dead men's bones and all uncleanness. You outwardly appear righteous to men, but within you are full of hypocrisy and iniquity. You serpents, you brood of vipers, how are you to escape being sentenced to hell?" Wow, brood of vipers. Imagine God calling you a viper. And why vipers? Why does Jesus choose vipers? Because they are beautiful on the outside, but they're filled with poison. Also, because John the Baptist called the Pharisees and the scribes a brood of vipers. And it was one of the main reasons they hated John the Baptist, and one of the main reasons they had him arrested. On Tuesday afternoon, Jesus and his disciples left the city of David and began walking east. The Mount of Olives is 2 miles east of Jerusalem and overlooks the city from an elevation of 3,000 feet. Jesus did a lot of walking. Perhaps one of the things he is calling you to this Holy Week is to take some peaceful walks. We hear in the Gospel, as Jesus sat on the Mount of Olives, the disciples came to him privately saying, "Tell us, when will all this be? And what will be the sign of your coming and of the close of the age?" This question is the beginning of the Olivet discourse, which includes prophecy about the end times, prophecy about the destruction of the temple, Christian persecution, the second coming, and a series of parables about the necessity of watchfulness, how important it is to be prepared. The faithful and the unfaithful servant, the 10 bridesmaids, and the parable of the talents. And of course, a parable about the final judgment. The mere fact that you and me, that we are capable of preparation, reveals extraordinary gifts unique to the human being. Our ability to look into the future and imagine various situations and scenarios, different outcomes, is a fantastic expression of human intelligence. And what we prepare for and how we prepare for different things reveals our priorities. How we prepare announces loud and clear to everyone what we think matters most. And when our values are distorted, we pour our time, effort, and resources into preparing in the wrong ways for the wrong things. Jesus is simply saying, you're going on a trip. You don't know when you will be making this trip. Consider where you're going and what you will need for a successful journey. What makes it difficult? What makes it difficult is the not knowing. What makes it difficult is not knowing. This requires a state of constant vigilance. Stay alert, Jesus tells us. Be prepared, Jesus tells us. Don't let the trivialities of life distract you from the reality and importance of eternity. Don't trade a moment of pleasure for an eternity of happiness. Then, after another long day, Jesus and his disciples returned to Bethany to spend the night again among friends. Now, let's turn our attention to your life. What events in your life can you connect with the events of Jesus' life on this day? Are you too concerned about appearances like the Pharisees? Are you more focused on persona than character? The major theme today is be prepared. What is Jesus trying to warn you about today? Is he trying to prepare you for something? The minor themes in the events of Jesus' life on this day include maximizing your talents, fidelity, persecution, death and judgment, the end of the world, and watchfulness. There's a lot to choose from there today, but choose one event from your life to reflect upon today. How does it connect with what Jesus experienced on this day during Holy Week? Trust, surrender, believe, and receive. Did you know that 79% of Catholics who leave the church leave before the age of 23? We're losing entire generations to a soul-destroying culture. Let's do something about that together. We're excited to announce the launch of a membership for children in the International Society of the Eucharist. When you sponsor a membership for a child or grandchild, we'll send them a package once every 3 months, teaching them about the genius of Catholicism, the true presence of Jesus in the Eucharist. It will include booklets and medals, prayer books, prayer cards, and lots of other surprises. Together, let's ensure the next generation of Catholics understands the beauty, power, and privilege of the Eucharist for the rest of their lives. Remember, those who believe don't leave. Click the button below to learn more today.
Jesus,
I believe that you are truly present
in the most holy sacrament
of the Eucharist,
every day.
I long for more of you,
I love you above all things,
and I desire to receive you into my soul.
Since I cannot receive you
Sacramentally,
at this moment,
I invite you to come and dwell in my heart.
may the spiritual communion
Increase my desire for the Eucharist.
you are the healer of my soul.
Take the blindness from my eyes,
the deafness from my ears,
the darkness from my mind.
And the hardness from my heart.
Fill me with the grace, wisdom, and courage
to do your will,
in all things.
My Lord and my God.
Draw me close to you.
nearer than ever before.
Amen. Consecrate America to the Eucharist.
Bye-bye.
Have a great day.
Have a great day. Have a great day.